Link gets raw and honest. For the construction worker, there is an excellent thing. Although the forklift avoided several of his important organs, other areas of his body were damaged. However, Simone and Lucas are still causing problems, so Ben steps in once more, pointing out that Lucas is the main source of the problems and telling him to stop. I'm glad to see Bailey defend him, and I don't blame him. Winston makes her move away from the patient in his operating room. She is supposed to sit down and begin listing things to ground him once she has regained mental control. Winston will have time to determine the mass as a result. It's not risky, really. It's, of all things, an extra spleen. That will definitely go down in history. Finally, we find out why Beltran's loss is causing Amelia so much grief. Since she shouldn't have consented to do the initial surgery, she holds herself responsible for the explosion in the first place. She is currently dealing with the guilt of a little girl who has locked-in syndrome in addition to her friend's death. Maggie says she wouldn't blame her if it were her baby, and I didn't realize I missed it until I got it back. Perhaps they should open a wine bar. Amelia just needs to sell it. Oh, Meredith. Back with Link, he feels bad for yelling at Joe, but Owen understands that Link needs to vent his anger, so he listens, and it's not surprising that he's angry because Joe views him as a patient, that so many people died or were harmed, and that he should be relieved to be alive. The idea that he came very near to never seeing his girls is another. He can recover from the bodily harm, but he is unsure of how to recover from the psychological harm. And that's really honest and unvarnished. This dramatic episode of Grey's Anatomy is unlike anything I've seen in a long time. The opportunity to ask Winston to put the near-miss in the closet behind him. Ben is delivering a speech and assigning tasks in the emergency room when a construction worker bursts in. Something started to happen. Something like that. Just the forklift truck, and it does impale a man. Maggie is full of surprises. The issue is that the patient needs to be the main focus, and everyone is fighting over what to do. At least Teddy and Ben are in agreement, even if it means intubating a patient while he is awake. Winston and Jules need to find out the truth about the mass they found on their patient, who is secretive about having emigrated from Cambodia during the genocide. It isn't surprising that things are still tense between Simone and Lucas, especially since she told him that she slept with someone during their brief break. Meredith and Maggie are attempting to assist Amelia over at Meredith's former home. Meredith and Maggie make it apparent that Amelia will not be left alone when she requests it. Maggie, however, breaks down in tears and confesses that she is expecting a child. What do you say? Bryant is called in by a nurse to check on a patient while the construction worker has everyone on deck. Although he doesn't inform the nurse that he is only a first-day intern, it quickly becomes apparent that he is completely ignorant. Bryant can only request that everyone page Dr. Kwan as the patient's arm boil begins to squirt blood. Who is Maggie's baby's father? It's a contributor. She didn't inform either of her sisters that she had made the decision to undergo IVF because she believed they would dissuade her. They are encouraging, though, and this might be the respite Amelia needs to move past her loss. When Blue arrives in the patient's room, it becomes evident that Bryant has everything under control. Bailey moves Bryant to her service after being amazed by the tasks he has been able to accomplish. Simone and Lucas will undoubtedly have additional issues as a result. Additionally, they are not the only ones who may soon face difficulties. Link is moving as Joe enters his room, but it appears that his catheter is still there. Naturally, he topples over, and instead of relying on his wife for help, it's obvious that he's humiliated by the whole situation. She is not welcome there. I must tell that seeing Boki in the operating room makes me very happy. We see her in the operating room with the construction guy, but she wasn't addressed in the Grey's Anatomy.